And you're listening to You're My Best Friend.
This is getting really spiritual.
You're my best friend.
With two of my best friends, Moxy
So we're not gonna kiss then?
and Ruben Jay.
Let me tell you this, dropping a taco is a national emergency.
I'm cutting you off!
You're listening to You're My Best Friend, a podcast about life, friendship, and tacos. Here are your hosts, the industrious Moxy and the amusing Ruben Jay.
Welcome to You're My Best Friend, a podcast about life, friendship, and tacos. My name is Ruben Jay.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
And Moxy, here we are again. We are doing something that we did once before. Actually, we do this quite often. But this particular episode, we've done actually twice before, now that I think about it.
Yeah, we really have done this multiple times. We're seasoned veterans at this point.
Yeah, we are. We are for sure. Welcome to the Friendsgiving episode of You're My Best Friend, where we're going to invite two of Moxy's friends. One I've met, one I've never met before. And we are going to have a conversation about our life and our, Thanksgiving traditions, and hopefully bring some entertainment this week to you guys as you're getting ready to either defy orders given to you by the government or socially distance and eat your turkey.
Yikes.
I'm not sure which one I'm doing just yet.
Social distance your turkey.
Social distance your turkeys for sure.
Just the turkey.
And again, just the turkey. Yeah, everyone else can be as close as you guys want. Your turkeys have to stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Just FYI, we're trying to maintain the turkey disease, and I don't know what we're talking about anymore. So we do have a quick favor to ask everybody who's watching or listening to this, and that is to head over to youtube.com/MultiMediaMouth and subscribe to that YouTube channel, because we are under attack, Moxy. We have lost our monetization, and we are doing whatever we can to make sure we stay above water.
Yes, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to us. It takes you like 2 seconds. Just search for MultiMediaMouth and you'll get some great content. And we promise we're not going to spam you.
I might spam them.
I promise 100%. We are not going to spam you.
We are totally going to spam you because I have a lot of projects in the works that I haven't announced yet. Actually, very soon I'll be announcing on the show some of the stuff that we're going to be doing. But also, we do have an Amazon link in the description down below. So please, please, please click on that link. Start your holiday shopping at our Amazon link. We get a percentage of whatever you buy. It's going to help feed the children that Moxy does not have yet. By
children, we mean Ruben and Ruben's turkeys.
All 4 of them that are now 6 feet apart due to the Queen Moxy's decree to keep the turkeys apart.
No, but seriously, Amazon link, like YouTube and Amazon link, those are the best ways to support the show right now. We really are, I don't want to say under attack because that's a little dramatic.
You're under attack!
But we are kind of under attack, and we were doing so well this summer, and it just kind of all pew. And it's not our fault. We didn't do anything wrong. We don't know what we did, actually. So we're just kind of trying to do what we can. So please do go follow us on YouTube at MultiMediaMouth and start all your shopping on Amazon from that Amazon link in the description down below. It's super easy. Just bookmark it on your computer and click that. It'll take you to the Amazon homepage. It's a really, really easy way to support the show. I would say it's free, except it's not because you're already spending money on Amazon. But it's what you'd be doing anyway.
Yeah, there's no additional charge to what you're buying. So it's not like you're going to spend an extra $5 supporting the show. Amazon steals the money from the people who you're buying stuff from. And no big deal.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and of course, you can always Venmo Moxy if you want to really support the show. We'll make sure to put the Venmo in the description down below as well. That will buy us tacos. Other than that, I think we're ready to jump into this with your friends and somebody who I've never met before. Which one of them should I bring on first? Who are we going to introduce first?
I think that we need to introduce you to someone.
Okay, so we're doing that one first?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right, so go ahead, and I don't know who this person is, so go ahead and tell me about this person.
So this person, he is you've never met him, number one, but he is a musician extraordinaire. He is a person with an incredible life story, and importantly, he is a person with an incredible love of tacos. His name definitely doesn't rhyme with vase. It certainly doesn't rhyme with vase, but that's close enough.
Are you gonna introduce him?
No. I was actually gonna let him. No, his name is Chase.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, Chaz.
So nice to meet you, Ruben. Right?
Ruben. Yeah, I'm so happy to meet you.
Yeah. Has anybody ever told you look like Ryan Seacrest?
Only a blind person.
You're more handsome though.
Oh, I'm gonna kick him out already. Let's introduce your next guest, your next friend.
All right. So my next friend is somebody who I do consider one of my best friends. In fact, there are many people. She has done a Friendsgiving episode with us, but you will never hear that episode because, somebody
deleted it.
No. She is the most incredible singer I know. One of the most incredible singers I know. And I have had the pleasure of living with her for nearly 4 years now. She's the best roommate in the world, the best person in the world, and just imagine like a fairy, and that's Melody. So please welcome Melody Sparks to the show.
Melody!
Hello.
Hey,
wow. I'm very touched by your introduction. You've left me speechless.
Well, that's good. That's what we like to do on podcasts where people are about to talk, is to keep them speechless.
Yeah.
But welcome to and welcome back. Because we did do this once before, about a little over a year ago, and it somehow magically disappeared from Moxy's computer. And we'll never talk about it ever again. But I'm super excited to have you guys both on the podcast. Just full disclaimer, Chase and I have actually met multiple times. We've actually hung out. And so I think we should tell that story real quick, because I think it's a wonderful story. That, long story short, Chase is Brad's best friend. And I somehow, for some reason, I met Chase like a week before I was supposed to meet him. And Moxy got really, really mad because she wanted to be there when we first met. So when Chase and I were in the same room together with Moxy, we pretended like we never knew each other. And we just literally the entire night continuously introduced ourselves to one another. And now it's become a running, and it's been like 8 months now, and it's just become a running joke of Chase and I introducing ourselves every single time we see each other.
Yeah.
We don't have a cool inside joke like that, Ruben. I've known you for what, 2 years?
Well, I mean, we do have a great 2 years. I've known you for as long as you've been living with Moxy.
No, you haven't.
Pretty much.
Well, we'll figure that out later. I can't do the math on the years right now. It doesn't feel like more than 2, though.
It feels like a lifetime to me.
Yikes.
So let's just jump into this conversation here. And first and foremost, thank you guys for doing this. I do want to ask you guys, because this is a Thanksgiving themed episode, and we'll start with the lady here. What is one of your favorite Thanksgiving memories, whether it be from your childhood or more into the adult life? So Melody, what is your favorite like Thanksgiving memory?
Oh gosh, there's so many. I remember I've been a lot of different places for Thanksgiving, but there were several years where my family hosted it at our house, and we have a dining room and a living room next to each other. And when we had my mom's family over, because they're so big, we had to extend the table all the way through to the living room. So it was this big, long, like Italian table of people. And then we had more people in the garage, and then there's a kids' table in the kitchen. So that Thanksgiving where we had tons of people was actually probably one of my favorites. And I just remember my cousin, she had a food coma afterwards and just fell asleep for like 4 hours. And I was really disappointed because I wanted to play with her. I don't remember how old I was, but I remember it was still really fun just being there with everyone else. And that'd probably be one of my favorite memories of Thanksgiving when we had everyone over.
And we're going to go ahead and kick this over to Chase. What's one of your favorite Thanksgiving memories?
A couple of years ago, I was with my family, obviously, And one of my cousins was there, and since then she's the youngest of her family, and so her older sisters weren't there, and my older brother wasn't there. So as far as like the younger ones go, it was like just me and her. So I got there and I saw like all these bottles of Martinelli's sparkling cider, and I said, Kayla, we should like put down all those bottles of Martinelli's tonight, because she's not 21, so she can't like drink. So I was like, just kind of as a joke, right? Like, hey, let's put down all the Martinelli's. And we did. We put down, between the two of us, like 12 bottles of Martinelli's sparkling cider. And I've never felt more horrible in my life. But we did it. So I did feel quite accomplished. But forever, like I see Martinelli's now and I send her a picture of it. I'm like, dude, round two. And she's like, please no.
I think I'd be sick of Martinelli's if I had done
I haven't had it since. It's terrible.
That's so
Oh my
sad.
gosh.
And just for the sake of the conversation, Moxy, what's one of your favorite Thanksgiving memories?
I really I had to think about that when you asked. I was like, I don't, they're all kind of the same. Probably last Thanksgiving, actually, because it was the first time in over a decade that my parents have hosted it at their house. And we had both sets of my grandparents and my aunt and uncle there. And so my younger cousin Ziza was there as well. And it was probably like one of the more like the smaller Thanksgivings that I've had. Usually we have it at my grandparents' house, and everybody and their cousins, and there's like 30 people there. So last Thanksgiving was pretty awesome, and we got to hang out with my cousin Ziza. She's 8 years old now, and she gave us a lot of relationship tips, which was good for me.
Have any of them actually come to fruition with your new fiance Brad?
Well, one of them was if you fall down and then he falls down, that means that he likes you, which has been pretty true in our relationship, actually.
Have you
She also
both
made you
fallen?
post a picture.
What?
She also made you guys post a picture, and she's like, once you post a picture, it's official, and then you did, right?
Yeah, that was at Christmas. Thanksgiving last year, I was pretty single, so I took all of her tips to heart. The other one she gave us was, if you pee your pants and then he pees his pants, that means he loves you. That one hasn't happened yet. I'm praying it doesn't, actually.
The wisdom of children, I guess. I guess if I'm going to go ahead and ask myself the question about favorite Thanksgiving memories, because my co-host decided not to. But one of my favorite things is I just remember for me, I always got sick at Thanksgiving. So I was always like battling a cold. So I was never actually able to be like downstairs with, the rest of the people when I was a child. And I remember one year, I guess technically my niece, because she was my brother's daughter, but he's much older than I was, obviously. And she was like in her 20s. I just remember she came upstairs with these like plush things that you're supposed to color. And I remember spending the entire night coloring with her. And that was my favorite Thanksgiving. I was sick as a dog. And,
But coloring.
Yeah. I used to like to color because I was good at it when I was 4.
What happened?
I stopped living my life inside lines.
Wow.
Wow.
That was great.
Good advice.
You are an inspiration to us all, Ruben.
Oh, I try. Why don't you go ahead and ask one of these pre-written questions that you've come up with?
Yeah. So one of the next question, some of our listeners may know I actually work at a senior living home. And one of the things
they only know that because you literally bring it up in every single episode.
It's because it's funny.
Well, and it's usually, here's how it usually goes. It usually goes like this. It usually goes, I'm going to ask a question now. So as everyone knows, I work in a senior living home.
Anyway, one of the things we decided to do this year, because we usually have like a big Thanksgiving dinner for everybody, but we can't do that this year. So I actually sent a handout to everybody with 4 little cards that they can cut out themselves and answer. They can write their answer on it. And it's going to go into this pumpkin-shaped container that is actually going to be our Thanksgiving time capsule. And so these questions that I have pre-written, as Ruben said, they're actually pre-written because they're going to go in our Thanksgiving time capsule where I work. And so I figured I'd ask us these questions as well for our virtual time capsule. So I will begin with Melody since we're doing ladies first, apparently.
Okay. I'm the most indecisive person here too.
So the question is, what have you begun to newly appreciate in 2020?
To newly appreciate or be thankful for in 2020. Well, let me think about that one for a second. I can tell you what I don't appreciate. No, I think, goodness, I appreciate nature. I've always appreciated nature, but because I'm around screens so often, I'm on screens like 8 hours a day between classes and work, and then doing my assignments on the computer, just on the computer all day, and then looking at my phone. When I take a 15-minute break and go outside and just look at the trees and look at the clouds, it's like I've stepped out of a virtual reality into actual reality, and it feels like that's like that 15 minutes is actual life and the rest of it is just like a fake screen life. So I have definitely come to appreciate the moments I can just step outside and be enjoying the world around me that is not in a screen.
That's a great answer. Chase, what about you? What have you begun to newly appreciate in the year 2020?
It's an interesting question. I can't think of anything maybe that's new, but one thing definitely I think that's like reaffirmed for me as far as my appreciation goes is just the people that I have in my life. Such a crazy year, for everybody, right? And to know that you have people that are going through it with you, and that are there for you when you hit a low, or when they hit a low and you're there for them. I just am so fortunate, so blessed that I have just fantastic people in my life that I just love to death. And if it wasn't for them, this year it would be really, really crazy. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's my answer.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ruben, I will ask you this question this time. What have you begun to newly appreciate this year?
Well, for me, I think that the importance I really appreciate and I'm really thankful for the community that we've built, both virtually and in person. I think that the first half of 2020, when everyone was socially distancing and it was really difficult. You weren't able to attend church in person, and you weren't able to eat inside of a restaurant, and and when you were allowed to eat inside of a restaurant, a lot of your friends weren't ready for that. And so I just really appreciate the community that we've created and that we've kind of become. I mean, even just the four of us here, we're all connected in a very similar community that has really developed over this last year because we've all been, I think for at some point or another, we've all been in the same room, hanging out, playing games, celebrating different milestones this year, and having that connection in that community has been huge for me at least. And that's really, and I really appreciate it after it went away for the majority of 2020. What about you, Mox?
I would say probably just everybody being a little bit realer with each other this year. Like building on to what you said, everybody being willing to embrace that community, everybody, being able to get together and actually have the time to get together, but just being able to be open and honest with people on a new level because we're all going through it somehow. I'm able to talk to strangers and say like, yeah, my life plan didn't really work out this year. And they're, instead of being like, whoa, that's oversharing, they're instead like, yeah, I understand that this year is hard. Mine also isn't working. And you're able to have that really good conversation with people that you're kind of able to do because you're going through this shared experience. Like in some way or another, everybody is going through a shared experience this year. And that's, even though it sucks, that's something really good about this year.
Yeah. And I think that I feel like that's what's really kind of kept things from completely teetering over. It's like everyone, normally when you're in a rush somewhere, you cut somebody out on the freeway and you're like, oh, screw you, whatever. The good thing about 2020 is there really hasn't been a lot of like traffic on the freeway, but if somebody does something kind of that's stupid, you're more likely to shrug it off, I think, this year, because you're like, okay, we're all kind of on, on edge. And we don't want to be that person that makes that person completely freak out and teeter into just complete chaos that I think is just different. I think it's been a really different year. And so I really appreciate that this is something that we can look back and think of and talk about. So I do think that, while it's 2020 is a very serious year and a lot of bad things have happened, I think all of us have had our lives affected by coronavirus. I do think it's important for us to look at some of the stuff that's like fun and stuff that we can look back and just like laugh at. And so I do want to know, just, when we'll start again, we'll just keep the pattern going and start with Melody here. What's one of the funniest things, or maybe more humorous things, or just something that that in normal times would have stressed you out, but you just had to like laugh at, or just, you know what I mean? Just something funny or fun that just happened to you this year.
Something funny or fun. Well, I don't know if I can say something funny or fun that happened to me in that moment. When the first thing that popped in my head, honestly, was, and also this is not funny for other people, but I was thinking of the fires that happened in the news. Okay, I will explain. I don't want to laugh at other people's pain because I know that people had to, move and all of that. But the part that was funny about it to me was I was telling people if it was any other year, we would have been freaking out about that. What was it? The Bobcat fire, or the one that was like the ones that was basically really huge and it was super smoky and ash was falling from the sky. That one. We'd had a fire a couple weeks.
So all of them.
Sorry, yeah. There's a fire a couple weeks before that, and people were kind of like, "Oh, we might need to, evacuate." So I remember I prepared everything, and that one wasn't even that bad. And then 2 weeks later, we had this really awful one, and at that point, I didn't even pack anything. I was just kind of like, "Oh, here we go." And at one point, I'm just driving on the freeway. Everyone else is just driving, just minding their own business. Life is going on, and I turned to my side, and there's the mountain on fire, flames shooting into the sky. And everyone's just really chill about it because, 2020 has been such a crazy year that I was like, if any other year this was happening, that would not be the case. So I found that to be a little bit funny in a sense, maybe some dark humor. But as far as in my personal life, not much to laugh about.
That's either a good thing or a bad thing. Chase, what about you, man?
Well, I'm really appreciating the fact that I get to answer the question second, because it gives me time to think about it, and I kind of feel
like the fire because I had to think about it.
Right. I think Joe Biden saying, "Will you just shut up, man?" in the presidential debate was probably one of the funniest.
Oh,
like I feel like it just absolutely just explains like where we're at as a society, as a country.
I just interrupt you real quickly. Yeah. I'm not really sure if Biden was directing that directly at Trump or at 2020 in general. Just like, would you shut up, man? Like 2020, can you please just stop? Like seriously? Right. So yeah, other than that, it is kind of interesting. I think it's a good and a bad thing that so much, kind of like what Melody was saying, right, is like so many things that have happened this year. It's like you almost like have to laugh at it, because if you're not laughing about it, you're gonna cry. Like it's just like it's so brutal, So I do like that we can kind of laugh it off in some aspects, but at the same time, it's sometimes a nervous laugh, like, oh my gosh, like this is really happening. Watching the world like unfold before my eyes. So yeah, I appreciate the laughter. I think we all need it, but at the same time, it's a strange time to be alive. No, I think I know what Moxy's answer is going to be on this one, but Moxy, what's the funniest thing that happened to you this year?
Man, I really wonder what you think my answer is, because it's probably not what you were going to say. My funniest thing that I will continually joke about is toilet paper shortages, but paired with another Joe Biden quote, actually, which is him saying, "Americans don't panic." And when we were watching the debate that night, he said that, and my sister, like from the couch, just out loud responded to him like he could hear him. She was like, or like he could hear her. She was like, tell that to the toilet paper.
Well, and just fast forward to like this week, like again, Americans are panicking and buying up all the just FYI, do they not know that this is a respiratory virus and not like a diarrheal virus? Like, you're not gonna poop. Like, leave some toilet paper for everyone else. If you were buying all the Kleenex, I would understand. But the toilet paper, come on, man.
Yeah, come on, man. It was very strange. It was like all of these shortages. It's like none of them make sense. Everybody's just kind of decided that that's what's in shortage now. And because a couple of people were like, oh my gosh, we're going to run out. Then everybody else was like, holy crap, we're going to run out. We need to stock up. And that's like, it's this weird herd mentality. I don't understand. Anyway.
Herd immunity?
Herd mentality, I think.
Yes, mentality is what you mean there.
Yeah.
No, it was a joke because I guess during one of Trump's town halls, he said, we need to reach herd mentality when he meant to say herd immunity.
Ruben, what about you? What's the funniest or craziest thing that you've seen this year?
You know, the entire year. No, I just can't help but laugh, you know, at the fact that about this time last year, we were sitting at the Hilton Garden Inn after one of your gigs, and we were talking about a friend of mine who bought a house. You know, I think somebody got a new job. I got a new job. I think you had started something new or started doing something new. And we're just like, oh man, 2020 is going to be like the best year ever. And, you know, we had Hamilton tickets and we had Alter Bridge tickets. And then 2020 is like, hold my beer. 2020 ended up being like the worst year for all of us. But also, I think I kind of laugh at the fact that like, well, it's been, you know, the worst year for all of us. I also feel like it's been like at the same time one of the best years because I feel like we've all kind of grown. We're kind of forced to grow up in a sense here. So it's a weird, like, what the crazy thing for me is that this year has been such a crazy bad year, but also so many good things have happened in the process that it's like such a 2020 thing to do, you know?
Yeah, you know, I've seen a couple of social media posts about it that are saying like, in the midst of all the terrible things that have happened in 2020, one of the good things about it is that we have all been forced to grow together. Like maybe 2020 isn't as bad as we all think it is. Maybe it's actually just been an opportunity for a lot of us to take that time for ourselves, to take that time to mature and to grow and to go through situations we never thought we'd have to face.
But if I have to hear the words Zoom 2020 coronavirus 5 years from now, I'm still going to be triggered.
I think that there's so many words that have become such a normal thing in 2020 that in 2-3 years, if we hear it again, it's just going to be a trigger warning.
Yikes.
You know, social distancing is going to be a word that's just going to trigger everybody. I think Corona beer needs to rebrand itself different because, you know, in 5 years, if someone says, hey, do you want a Corona? We're gonna be like, no.
Ruben, I gotta ask, what did you think I was gonna say?
You falling down the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
That was funny for you, Ruben. You were the one that got a concussion.
No, it was not fun for me because I almost saw an entire day go down the drain and a lot of money going down the drain. And also your best friend falling down the stairs.
Which you laughed at.
No, I didn't laugh at her until days after. Let's be real here.
Really?
That's fair.
You know, to be fair,
amount of time.
I mean, I think it wasn't until we confirmed that she had a concussion that I started laughing.
Good timing.
Because of course, you know, 2020.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but the funny thing about that was I was in the bathroom putting my pants on, and all of a sudden I just hear a. I'm just like, what happened?
I can't believe I missed it. I wasn't here.
Where were you?
I don't know. I'm there. I'm everywhere. I'm Dr. Seuss.
What? Okay.
All I can say is next time I fall down the stairs, I'm not going to be wearing a skirt. It was bad timing.
Please do not be wearing a skirt.
You know what's funny, Moxy, is even though you put those things on the stairs now so we don't trip to make it stickier, I still almost tripped the other day. So I think
Yeah,
you and
they
I
really
are
didn't.
accident prone.
They didn't help that much, honestly.
I don't think you fell because the stairs were slippery. I think you fell slippery. I think you fell because the stairs are narrow. Like it's really like steep slope.
They're really steep and narrow, and there's no handrail. Like, who thought of this? I don't understand the design here. I know this place was built in the 70s, but come on, man.
Come on, man. I think it's kind of a podcast now. Come on, man. Moxy,
So-
you have something to say?
Yeah. So another question. We just spent a lot of time talking about good things coming out of 2020. So I wanted to ask another question, and this time I'll throw it at Chase first.
Oh no!
Ha!
What are you thankful for this year?
Oh gosh. Okay. So this is what it feels like. No.
It is hard.
Yeah. No, it's funny because Brad and I have a Bible study together, and I always ask him questions without him knowing like what they are, and he's just had to like develop a skill of just being able to like think on the fly. So now I'm getting a taste of my own medicine, and it's great. It tastes terrible.
It always does.
Right. Yeah, I hate to sound like a broken record, but definitely friends and family. Friends and family would be up there probably at number one. But gosh, number two, no, this really should be number one. My faith in the Lord, oh my gosh, how I've just stopped and thought like so many times, like, how would anybody begin to go through a year like this without having the kind of hope and peace and assurance that comes from a relationship with the Lord? So it's like, oh my gosh, that has totally been a huge blessing for me going through this year, and really any point in my life, but I would say I stop and think about that often, like so much craziness going on. I just like, you know what, it's in God's hands. I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight.
Nice. Yeah. Melody, how about you? What are you thankful for this year?
Okay, well, I'm thankful for several things. I'm very thankful to be studying at USC right now. I am studying my master's there. This past semester was my first semester, and it just ended because they are ending early. And so I'm really thankful to be studying there, even though it is Zoom University and not University of Southern California right now. I've still learned a lot and really grown a lot with my voice and my musicianship and being able to meet people a little bit virtually. And then I would also say that I'm thankful for my sister, which I've always been thankful for her, but this year especially, she's just always there for me. She's super loyal, and she's like the kind of person that always has your back. And so she's definitely my number one best friend, my sister Violet. So she is someone I'm also very thankful for this year.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that you have a number one best friend and also other best friends.
I have lots of best friends, which I don't know if we're going to ever get to that question in this podcast, but I do have an answer.
Ooh, I think that we should ask. Maybe.
Nope, we're not doing it. Not doing it.
I've been
Ruben,
thinking about my answer to that question for a really long time.
I miss the days where you can rank your best friends on MySpace.
Oh, so much drama.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Ruben, what about you? What are you thankful for this year?
I am thankful for Taco Tuesdays because I think that's really the only thing that's got me through the year. And I am also thankful to be employed again. So, going 5 months unemployed with literally no income was definitely something new and interesting for me. What about you, Mox?
That's a crazy and funny moment. I'm gonna make it sappy and sentimental for a second.
Boo!
Yeah, sorry, everybody. I started dating somebody in December.
Really? You started dating somebody?
I did.
What are you dating?
I'm sorry I didn't tell you, man.
Who are you dating?
It's this guy named Bradley.
I've never heard of him.
Well, I started dating him in December of 2019. We met on
my birthday.
I know. Not on your birthday, but
Your anniversary is on my birthday.
no, it's not. No,
yes,
it's not.
it is.
No, it's not.
Is that the first time you guys kissed?
No. But we started dating. We started dating about 2 days before I left to go on tour, and you know, I had so many things lined up for this year, and even just like doing the online dating thing, there was a big part of me that was like, man, even if I meet somebody, I don't know if I'll ever actually have time to hang out with them. Like, I don't know that I have time to date somebody. And lo and behold, we start dating. 2 months later, all of my commitments are suddenly canceled. And I get all of this free time to spend building a foundation with somebody that I have seriously just fallen head over heels in love with. And
literally,
actually, yeah, actually, you know, I've gotten all this time to spend with him, a lot of time to spend with my family that I haven't had time to spend with over the last several years. And it has just allowed us to strengthen our relationship in ways I don't think we honestly would have been able to in a normal year. And I'm so thankful for that.
You know, I'm going to chime in here and say that I think even though you are engaged to Brad, he and I have still gone on more dates than you two have.
Yeah, there was that little crisis a couple months back where we realized we'd been dating for over 6 months and had only gone on like 3 dates.
And so with that being said, we're going to just briefly on this last question here. You know, if you could sum up the lessons you've learned in 2020 into one word, it can be a spiritual lesson, it can be a worldly lesson, it can be whichever one of those you want it to be. Take a second to think about that as I remind people that Moxy and I, we do have social media. We do have places that you can follow us. Moxy, what's the number one place that people should follow us on the Instagrams?
The number one place people should follow us on the Instagrams. Okay, Grandpa. Actually, sorry. Okay, Boomer. Is at Best Friend Podcast. That's going to be your source for anything we have going on. We post there every day. We post a bunch of memes for you because
we post most days.
Okay, we post most days.
Sometimes somebody forgets.
We try to post every day. If you have an issue with us not posting every day, please comment on our most recent post so Ruben can see that actually nobody cares.
I care.
We post memes, we post updates about our guests, we post surveys. So if you ever want to have your voice heard on this episode, follow us on at Best Friend Podcast. I'm struggling.
How long have we been doing this?
Follow us at Best Friend Podcast on Instagram and keep an eye out for our Instagram stories and our posts because we do frequently ask for people's opinions on things and we will credit you on our podcast. Sometimes, maybe, if it's not a political question, in which case it will be anonymous.
And of course, we are on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, we are on Google Play, we are on iHeartRadio, we are on Downcast, we are everywhere this podcast can be listened to. And of course, Facebook.com/The Best Friend Show, Facebook.com/groups/Life Friendship Tacos. Go join our groups and stay tuned to our social media because we do have some big announcements and some big projects we're working on very, very soon, and they're all coming up here in just a minute. So, a lesson summed up in one word. Moxy, let's start with you.
Oh, that's good. I thought I was off the hook for a second. I wrote it down. What was the question?
If you could sum up a lesson that you've learned in this last year in one word, what would it be?
A lesson I've learned in this past year. Ruben, you are very good at asking questions.
Stop procrastinating and answer the damn question. Moxy and
The lesson that I've learned is margin.
One word. One word.
So
Wow.
many rules.
Somebody has anger issues. Gee.
One word. Come on, Moxy.
The lesson that okay, one word, grace. Can I elaborate, or am I?
No, Chase, you go.
Wait, are you serious? I think I kind of want to hear her explanation.
Hey, fine, hurry, go.
Okay.
Hey, just like 2 seconds ago, she sends me a message in the chat. Hey, can we hurry this up? I got someplace to be. And now she wants to take up time. Go.
Oh my gosh. The word is grace, because at the start of this year, I was ready to begin a professional career and life, and I had gigs lined up through 6 months of the first year. And, I was excited. This was the time to be starting real life and pursue my dreams and have, I think the word that I had for myself at the beginning of this year was very different from the word grace. But I have learned in 2020, we can't always do what we want to do. We don't always get to. We aren't always allowed to. And you just got to give yourself grace sometimes. I've seen a lot of people on social media who are like, yeah, I've released and recorded this entire new album in the time that we've been in quarantine. And then I see other people of the same caliber who are like, yeah, I haven't done anything in 2020. It really put a halt on my plans. So wherever you are in 2020, give yourself grace. That's it. Mic drop.
Amen.
And Chase?
Elasticity. That's my word. I say that because, I feel like when you're going through so many things like in succession, like we've all had to endure this year, you have to be able to bounce back. You have to be able to just kind of go with things, even if they're difficult. If you're so set on something going a certain way, you're going to be broken every time, because how many times do things actually go the way that you want them to go? So if I had to summarize it all in a word, I guess it'd be elasticity, because just gotta go with it sometimes.
That's a really good answer. Melody, how about you?
Okay, my word is just, it's not really a word to describe lesson. It's just the word heart. Because I've had to learn to listen to my heart this past year, which sounds really cliche, but it's something that we try to do our whole lives. We're like, oh, I should listen to my heart, but also be logical and making decisions. But I realized I didn't know how to listen to my heart, because I would just mostly try to use logic or my gut. And listening to my heart this year has been really good in helping me make just decisions about lots of different things and make me still feel human and have mercy and stuff for myself, like Moxy was saying, this year in all the craziness.
That I love that. I really love that. Ruben, how about you? What's your word for this year? One word.
I think the one word, right, mic positioning, that would be relax. I think this year has taught me to relax on things, even though Moxy probably would say otherwise. But I'm not, like, I think especially now this last couple months, I'm not as quick to jump to anger over things that I can't control anymore. So, where I would have probably been upset with the way certain things have played out in the news the last couple of weeks, I'm not worried about it. I think that I'm relaxing on it. I'm actually literally taking time off and taking the last 2 weeks of the year off and learning how to literally relax. So I think that's the word. That's the word for me. And if you don't like it, well,
I'm not going to fight you on it, but can I quote you on that next time we have a fight?
Nope.
All right. My new word is inconsistency.
I am nothing but if not inconsistent. That is my new life quote. Hey, Melody, Chase, thank you guys so much for doing this. We're gonna kick you out of the live stream, but stick around for a quick second. Actually, you know what? No, before I do that, tell people where they can find you guys on social media if you feel comfortable doing that.
Melody, do you want to go first?
Sure. My Instagram handle is at Melody N Sparks. The N is for my middle name, Nicole.
Your middle name's Nicole? Oh, she froze.
It is. That's my middle name. Oh, you froze. You both froze. That's my personal Instagram account, and yes, I'm a musician like Moxy, but I sing classical music mostly, and I also sing with my sister as the Spark Sisters. So that's at Spark Sisters Music, Spark Sisters _music, something like that. There's underscores in there somewhere.
I have a really lame Instagram name. It's Chasen _tomorrow because my name's Chase. I thought I was being clever, but like as the years have gone by, I'm like, that's so stupid.
That's not stupid.
It's better than Chase the Bank.
That's my Venmo handle. So if anybody wants to send me some cash, it's Chase the Bank on Venmo. It's how I introduce myself, and people remember it. I'm Chase like the bank, and people just remember that. Like, oh, bank guy, like Chase. Yes. Yeah. Chasen tomorrow. Chasen _tomorrow on Instagram. I don't post a lot, but I do have an Instagram, and I like meeting new people. So hey, hit me up. We can be friends.
And if people want to tune into your Bible study, where can they go?
Oh, Thursday nights around 6:30, 6:45, we stream on YouTube. Our church is called The Main Place Christian Fellowship. You can find our website just by looking up themainplace.com. We have a live stream page there that the stream is put on as well. So you can check it out there, or you can come by in person. We are still meeting in person if you want to hang out. We have a college group Bible study on Thursday nights. Ruben is there. He's very often he's late, but he is there.
I'm never late. No one ever told me what time it started.
You were early this week, which was just kind of threw everything off, I feel like. But yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys again. I'm kicking you guys out for real this time. Moxy, this was a fun episode. This was great. We had a great time doing this. I had a great time. I don't know about you. I shouldn't speak for both of us. But we got some great things planned in the next couple of weeks. Do you want to tell them, give them any hints of stuff that we have planned for the next couple of weeks in 2021?
Well, we may be having dun 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 a giveaway. Maybe.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. What I was talking about. I was talking about the new video content we might be producing soon. And,
oh yeah, there's that too.
I'm launching a new podcast very soon that I'm going to be telling people about. I'm going to start recording it this week. So it's going to be a great time. Make sure to follow us on all social media. LifeFriendshipTacos.com is the place to go to find all things You're My Best Friend. Have a great Thanksgiving if you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate, have a great couple days off of work. And we will see you guys next week with the compilation episode.
Compilation.
Whatever. Shut up. My name is Ruben Jay.
And I'm Moxy Ann.
And I have a turkey in the oven, and we are out of time.
Go social distance from that turkey, sir.